Hey guys, so I was just making some star bread on a beautiful night, and I thought to myself, I don't have a large freezer. I don't have money for a freeze dryer. How did they preserve their flour in the old days so the bugs and the worms wouldn't hatch? So I looked and I researched that up, found it in a few books, and they used bay leaves. So they would just store their flour, just like those of us that don't have the space or the expensive items to put them in a freezer, and all you do is put one or two bay leaves in each jar that you are storing your flour in. Normally, I would keep my flour in the bags, but the mice are really bad this year. We got a mobile home, that's why we got a cute little kitten. She's an excellent mouser, but I try not to have any food sources for them, and part of that is the flour. I got into my $15 flour that really broke my heart. I cried. It was my cake flour, so I had it special because cake flour is milled finer, so you can have cakes. I didn't know there were different types of flour. I mean, I saw them, but I didn't know what they were for. So you have regular flour, you have self-rising flour, which is the type of flour that I use for cakes because it's ground finer. And then you have bread flour, which makes the most awesome bread. I mean, when push comes to shove, you can buy regular flour, and I can't afford I'll put it in quotes, the non GMO whole grain flour, or to buy a grain mill and just buy the grains. I mean, that works for some people. And if you can do it, go for you. But I'm just your average, low income family. I mean, we live in a trailer park and we have a roof over our heads and food in our bellies, and that's the most important thing. So here I am. I went and I bought, to me, this was a splurge, these huge half-gallon jars for my flour. It was $13, so it was a splurge. And here you're just going to see me putting away the flour. So if you've been wanting to buy bulk flour, which I buy my flour as cheap as I can, and just wanting to store it, then go ahead and do it. You don't have to have a freezer, freeze dryer, or anything fancy or special. Just put bay leaves, and happy homemaking. Here at the end, I'm just cleaning it all off my counter, the little mess that I made, and I was making dinner while I was doing this. So I put my self-rising flour, which are those two, and then I have my regular flours, which are the other floor. And yes, my house is a mess, but we live in it. And then I store my flour on the bottom of my pantry. That's my regular flour bin that I use, and I'll just dump the other closed containers that I have into there. I've put all my sugars, and of course, there is a cute little mouser herself, little Miss Flor. Most everything I have in here is so the mice can't get into it. They don't like the ramen noodles. I had to put all my oats, and I have maseca. All my pasta also had to get put in something.